one of the things we've done here is we've tried to rebrand ourselves, and we're working with a gentleman by the name of Steve Roberts at Zoey Advertising. Has really helped us with this. Right, when you first hear the words Clinton's Ditch, nobody knows what the heck do you do there, right? I've told people that I worked at Clinton's Ditch when I first came to work here. We have a nondescript name. And in 1968, when they built this place, I guess that was like the 150th anniversary of the completion of the Erie Canal, which was nicknamed at that time Clinton's Ditch after DeWitt Clinton, the governor of New York. And but over the years, people go, "What's Clinton's Ditch?" People drive by our place and kind of go, I wonder what they do there. If you're paying attention, you see the Pepsi trucks pulling out, you probably figure it out. But in general, it's a nondescript name. And what we were finding is we go out to find talent to come work at the plant, whether it be on our plant floor or our management staff, we were really struggling. We were unrecognizable almost. We had this nice affiliation with one of the major brands in the country. I think PepsiCo itself is in the top 10 of the Fortune 500. And we had no visible affiliation with it. And so working with Steve Roberts, we decided we were going to rebrand. And when Steve first came to me, he said, "How do you feel about changing your name?" Well, how do you think that went over? That didn't go over very well. I couldn't go back to my owners and tell them I wanted to change the name they've had for 50 years. So how do we connect to PepsiCo? And they came up with a great idea, which is let's just associate the name with Pepsi. And that's kind of what we've done. This isn't just vanity as to why we do this. I mean, it's kind of cool. We've got some nice logos, and we put a nice Pepsi logo on our building. One of the things Steve said when he first came here, he goes, "People drive by your building, they don't know you fill Pepsi there unless they happen to see a truck pulling out." And you've got this natural billboard on Route 81, right? People drive by all day long and they see the words Clinton's Ditch, and I'm sure a good portion of them wonder what they do there. So we decided to make sure we could, see the building. We took some trees down in front of our building. We got a Pepsi logo up on the building. There's a picture I'll show you in a little bit, but we're really trying to rebrand ourselves as the Pepsi Place. And you've heard the little radio jingle, and then I found myself humming it, when I'm wandering around the office. So, that stuff does stick in your head. Clinton's Ditch, the Pepsi Place. What it's helped us do is drive a lot of people to our HR site. It's definitely paying off. I was skeptical, to be honest with you, in the beginning as to whether this would work. And Steve promised me, he goes, we were wasting money with billboards and just spot radio ads, and it wasn't yielding anything. And we started working with Zoey, and he gave us a kind of a comprehensive effort, is the best way I can describe it, to get our name out there and get it associated with Pepsi. And so he came up with this idea of, the Pepsi Place, and we continue to do radio ads, and we're using this new logo on some of our internal and external media. And it's really driven, you have all this technology, all this equipment, but we all need people to run our manufacturing locations, right? And everybody can relate to that out there. And I think everybody's going through the same thing. So the Pepsi Place has really helped us. And it goes back to the whole, how do you grow? How do you attract people? How do we make this a good place to work, right? Growth allows me to offer opportunity to people within our plant. Not just on the managerial side, even on the production side and so forth. It lets people look around and say, you know what, maybe I could make a career out of this place. If you're not growing and you're always trimming and there's no opportunity, you're probably not going to retain the talent that you want to run your business. So this has really paid off. Steve Roberts at Zoey was shocked when he said, geez, your pay rate and your benefit package, and you're having a tough time finding people to work in your plant. And we're like, yeah. And lo and behold, this thing just worked. So I was as surprised as anybody. They have really helped us find those people, and it's really helped us make this a good place to work. We put a nice little Pepsi sign, so there's no mistaking what's going on here when you drive by the building anymore. And we'll continue to do things like that. We've got some other ideas going forward.